Hi everyone, I'm here to share with you my memory keeping process through the years today. I thought it'd be a nice way to kind of wrap up the year and just kind of help you in the new year if you're planning on doing a memory keeping thing too, starting that up. And as you will see, mine has changed quite a bit through the past, I don't know, probably 8 years that I've really been doing this, but there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's really just whatever you can keep up with. And my style has changed because I found that one way wasn't really working for me, so I would just stop that and move on to something else. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just about finding your groove. So the way I originally did this was I just kept little tidbits from, I don't know, my days, from important things that happen, and I would just stick them all in this mason jar. This jar has basically everything I've done or been to since I was in like the 6th grade, maybe younger, because I went through and like found some old stuff that I'd kept from before then and would just stick it in here. And yeah, I really like just being able to look through this. I mean, I don't have anything written down to go with it, which stinks, but you know, I do have the little things that can kind of jog your memory, you know, and remind you of the old days. And then after that, the first time I really started writing was 2 years ago. Before that, I would have like journals and stuff, but I'm super private and I would get worried that people were reading them or could read them or anything, and I would throw them away or, you know, get rid of them. So then I started this one. I wanted to do an art journal type thing, and I had really wanted to do it every day, but it just was not feasible for me, and so I eventually got burned out. I don't know, it just wasn't really working for me. So I stopped that after not that long. It was only 50 days, like less than 2 months. I don't know, it was too hard to keep up with. And then I should have known that this wouldn't work out for me, because that's even more, you know, time consuming every day than that was. I'd tried to do like the Hobonichi style thing, and let's see how long this one lasted. 38 days, and I didn't even finish that day. So yeah, that's how that went. Not great. But I did enjoy it while I did it. It was just too hard to start every day knowing that I had a blank page and that I had to decorate it, and that's too much pressure for me. And so that is when I discovered junk journals. This is the first one that I ever made, and you can kind of tell because I put 3 signatures on a 1/2-inch binding, which was not smart. It eventually got so full, it did this alligator thing, you know, but I really loved this. I did not finish it because, well, I made this to record my senior year of high school, and the end just got really crazy. And yeah, see, that's where I stopped. I still have all these pages left at the end, which really isn't too bad. That's what, like 6 or 8 pages. So I did most of it, but yeah, I really enjoyed this book because each page was already decorated for me, so all I had to do was write. I did make the mistake of inking the pages, which, you know, I did not know the ink would do this, where it smeared everything. So it was definitely a learning process, but this was the first one that I'd really done and enjoyed, and I'm glad I did it. So now we've moved on to the ones that I've done in the past, I don't know, 6 months. So I made this junk journal, and I did not decorate this one. This one is just a ton of pages in what used to be a Wheat Thins box, and I actually have a flip through of this one. It's my recycled junk journal. That is also on my YouTube, but everything. Like, it is getting so thick, and I've only used 4 out of 10 signatures. So, I don't know. We'll see if I can actually finish this one. I might end up having to take out some pages, but I don't know. I'm really enjoying this because it keeps the bulk out of my writing journals, which right now is my December insert in my traveler's notebook, which I'm also really enjoying. But I have half of it left to fill up, and I only have a week left of December, so I'd really not like for that to carry over into January, but we'll see. So in the meantime, well, I did start college this semester, and it's been crazy, so I made these like daily ones. This one was for October, and this one was for November. And I enjoyed making these little books, but they're just not feasible to make a new book every single month. Like, that's just not reasonable. So I'm gonna try something different next year. But this is one of my favorites. There's no writing in it, but this has every single thing I got, every brochure, every ticket, every day pass, every like menu from restaurants, everything that I got while I was in DC. I am a huge history buff, so that's where I chose to go for my senior trip after I graduated, and it was the most amazing experience. Just like being in one of the oldest places in our country, and I mean, wow, it was awesome. And just seeing all that history, everything, and so it's just all here in order for how we went through it. And yes, one of my favorite things, I just like to go through this and remember everything that happened. Eventually I'm going to print out the pictures from that trip and stick them on the postcards, but I haven't done that yet. And so this is what I'm going to start in January. So my mom got me this notebook, and I usually don't use lined notebooks, or at least I haven't in a long time, but just look at the cover. I have a cat who is white and yellow, like this, so this reminds me of him, and I wanted to use it because it's so cute. My mom gave it to me, so, but I still have that thing about blank pages. I do not like writing on them, so I cut out pictures from Anthropologie catalogs because that is my favorite store. You know, can't really afford anything in there, but I do love to look at the pictures. So I cut those out, and then I will just like kind of glue them onto one side of the page and write on the other side, you know, put some washi tape in there and stuff too to fill up some space. And then I will keep putting all my little tidbits into this book, because I don't want this one to get any bulkier than it has to. I would rather the closure be able to go on it until I'm finished. So, yep, that's my memory keeping process. It's kind of a mess. It's not entirely orderly or anything like that, but it works for me. And so you just kind of have to find your groove and find what works for you. All right. Everyone have a great rest of the year.